forgive for you for this act. That is why nowadays we see all the devotees, 60%, 40%, sometimes 100% they keep in their pockets, and thus they go out from this line.
Another story that Srila Gurudev told was that in his youth, he and another devotee were bringing some collection of foodstuffs, vegetables and other foods back to the mutt. And they took a train to a station that was nearest to the mutt, but there was still 5 miles.
And he was establishing here, there in the whole world so many mutts. Who will look after? Then he told, Vinod Bihari will see and look after all mutts.
So we see that this was also in one way done, besides the mutts that he established in India, it was also done by his giving sannyas to our Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and sending him all over the world to establish the Gaudiya mission. And our own Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, gave one lecture about Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj in October of 1968, when he received a letter from Srila Gurudev about the disappearance of Param Gurudev. He had just disappeared, and from India, Srila Gurudev sent our Prabhupada a letter about his disappearance. And so Prabhupada was in Seattle, Washington at that time, in America, west coast of America. And he gave a lecture how Param Gurudev, that his own Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Sarasvati Thakur, spoke through Param Gurudev to force him to take sannyas. And there's one verse that Prabhupada paraphrased, a verse by Srila Raghunath Das Goswami in his Vilap Kusmanjali prayers, a particular prayer to Sanatana Goswami. Vairaja Yuta Bhakti Rasam Prayatnaya Rapayana Mama Nabishtamandam Rupambuditam Paradukaduki Sanatana Sam Prabhumashrayami. So Prabhupada paraphrased this prayer. The meaning is that Sanatana Goswami forced me to be in a renounced position, to take the renounced order of life. Even though I was unwilling, he forced my mouth open and poured in the nectar of renunciation. And he is an ocean of mercy, and he is very compassionate for the sufferings of others. So I offer my Dandavat Pranams at his lotus feet. So our Srila Prabhupada paraphrased this prayer and made it as a prayer to Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, because he gave him sannyas, and in his, of course he's Nitya Siddha devotee, but in his Nara Lila, Srila Gurudev actually was the first to inspire Srila Prabhupada to take sannyas. And then he told Param Gurudev that he won't simply listen to me, but if you tell him, then he'll listen and take sannyas. So Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj also requested Prabhupada to take sannyas, and Prabhupada agreed. And then Srila Gurudev performed the fire yajna and made his danda and his sannyas cloth and gave him the sannyasi mantras. So Prabhupada was saying this mantra to Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, that my Guru Maharaj forced me to take the renounced order of life through this, my godbrother. And then he wrote a condolence card expressing bereavement in separation for Param Gurudev. And Prabhupada was telling the devotees in Seattle that now he is gone to Krishna Loka, and he had all of the disciples sign that condolence card, and he sent that back to Srila Gurudev in India.
See, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is how clever. that the boys of landlords, very educated, coming from poor family, are here and serving Srila Sarasvati Thakur is all service without any price. So he is making full all like this. And when our Gurudev controlled all, they all were changed. Oh, Sarasvati Thakur is certainly a very high class of devotee. He changed the mood of all. For preaching center, on higher or anywhere. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Krishna Bhakti Prabhyam Kesari. I am telling her briefly in few minutes. Once I was in Mathura. I was like a president of that Mathura church. And there, in the month of Kartik, Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj, Pujyapad Jajaur Maharaj, Pujyapad Madhav Maharaj, all were assembled. So many learned sannyasis of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was there. And at that time, junior, a brahmachari named Rishikesh Maharaj, and he asked to all in that meeting. I was also very new one, but attentively hearing all these things. He raised a question that I have heard about Jiva Swarup. So many things contradict this. Someone said that Jiva has no special Swarup. It is like white paper, and as any association will be done, the something will come from that association, and his Swarup will like that. No definite Swarup of Jiva. Some are told that no, there is some definite Swarup of Jiva. Jivera Swarup hai Nitya Krishna Das, Krishnera Tatastha Sakti Bheda Bhed Prakash. Jivera Swarup hai Nitya Krishna Das. Jiva has a special kind of Swarup of Nitya Krishna Das. If he is Nitya Das, then five of the any that should be certainly any of the five will be there. Otherwise, how he will be Nitya Das? There are five kinds of Das. Shanta, Dasya, Sakha, Vasalya and Madhu. Five kinds of Das. So, any of the five must be the Jiva Swarup forever. His body will be like so. His all qualities will be, any special rush will be, how he will serve Krishna. Everything should be there. Like in a seed, there is some potency of any special thing. From that seed, all cannot be done. Understand this? You? So, we are in confusion what to accept, what Prabhupada Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Jiva Goswami in our line has make any good Siddhanta, fixed Siddhanta for this or no. We are in confusion. So they were all discussing about this very powerfully. All were so learned. You cannot imagine when the learned council of that kind of Vaishnavas like Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, Jajaur Maharaj, Puri Maharaj, this Puri Maharaj, Goswami Maharaj also, Madhav Maharaj. At that time we are very little baby, naked like. We have no courage to sit among them, very far away. But I was so bold that I used to took some pankha and it used to be there. And he used to give water supply and other things, and I used to be there for time and to hear all this and note. After discussion, our Guru Maharaj gave so many good arguments that Jiva has a special swarup. We have not to go very far away. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has mentioned it in his Shastak explanation of first sloka and fifth sloka. What is the fifth sloka? Kinkaram. Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram. What is this? It may be Kinkar, Kinkari, anything, but of Krishna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also telling, and so Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining. As Krishna has a beautiful shape, Jiva has also. Whether he may be liberated or covered with Maya in this world. But there should be potency of all these things. Yet Jiva has a very beautiful shape, either in Dasya, Sakha, Vatsalya or Madhu. Even a gopi shape, very beautiful. And what is the special service of that Jiva? How old? What are the qualities? What is the color of his body? And especially all these things must be there in potency. Like seed, in seed there is potency of mango. Eat, then mango will come. No other tree will come. If it is the seed of neem tree, banyan tree, plantain or anything, take hundreds of seeds and take it to on the side of Ganges and put it in that earth, soil, and give the same water, same air, same sun rays. But you will see that different kinds of plants will come out. Different kinds of fruit will come, not as the same. But the association of water, sun, air, and everything, soil was same. But why they came so many separate things? So all the Jiva has separate shape, attributes, qualities, serving mood and everything. So it will not be changed in any association. By association, the same thing will come what he has in his shape. In his shape, seed, that is in his swarup. We see that here good, that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written this. Jiva Goswami has also pointed this. All Acharyas have pointed like this. But we will have so intelligence that we can see all these things. Especially Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan has written all these things. He gave an example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he wanted to change Murari Gupta and Srivas Pandit also, because he was of Narad of Vaikuntha. But they were not changed. Also Anupam, not changed. But Gopal Bhatta Goswami and his father and ankles, they were changed. So many lakhs and lakhs were changed, but they were not changed. Why? Because they were perfect in their Sarup. Hanuman was Murari Gupta, so he will not change. Srila Acarya, always in the Narad, and he is out of Maya, he will not be changed. So those whose Sarup are in these, they will be never changed. But those who have the same thing in the line of Braja Bhav or Gopi Bhav or any, in their association they will have this Sarup, what is in their Sarup. They will be never. Yasoda knows how Krishna loves Gopis. Sakha knows, but they will not be changed. So our Sarup is like that. And he gets so many arguments that they all admitted it. So we should have fixed Siddhant that each Jeev has its own shape, quality and service to Radha and Krishna. But if we go to Madhur Ras association, and if he is in Sakharas, he will be at Sakharas. He cannot be changed. And if anyone goes to Sakharas Guru, and but he is Madhur, then as Gop Kumar he will be not satisfied that after reaching there, he will want more and more what is, and then he will proceed to another Gurudev, and he will last go to that point. So he gave so many arguments there. I have no time to tell all so liberately. I have gone to him, with him, in Mayapur at the Samadhi of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Thakur. And when he used to tell anything, and doing pranam to Prabhupada, uttering Prabhu, and never he used to read so many things, and he was so inspired. All Satvik Vikar used to come, we have seen. Then he used to do, used to speak. Not speak, but only with falling eyes with tears, and he used to tell. Sometimes he used to tell something that we have heard of Shankaracharya. We have heard of Ramani, Nimbarka, and all Acharyas. They are very great acharyas, very powerful. They preach everywhere, but by sword and money, and help up so many big things and all other things. But Prabhupada Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Thakur, not even a rich person help was with him. Very little boys, brahmacharijan, sannyasis of very little age, about 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, but and they used to take baksha, very little pot, and taking it to railway station, in railway compartment, door to door, and telling the message of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Thakur. And thus, in a very little time, short time, it has spread all over here in India. And after that, it went to all the villages and towns and cities of whole world. He never took any help from very big kings or anything. No sword, no nothing. Only 1 paisa, 2 paisa, 3 paisa, nothing more. And how he preached? He began to make glories, glorifying Srila Prabhupada.
once I went with him to the Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj, or Guru Maharaj. Always, every year after Gaur Purnima, he used to go to Siddhar Maharaj to pay respect. The mutt you see of Siddhar Maharaj, Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj, was in Gaudiya Vedanta Samiti. Pujyapad Siddhar Maharaj told to our Guru Maharaj that I don't want to preach here and there. I am becoming old. So please give that land to me and I will make a bhajan kuti there and you should preach here and there. Boldly and strongly because you are so much qualified. Guru Maharaj did it, transferred to him and he used to preach and after that he took sannyas from him. So we used to go each year after Gaur Purnima. Once I went there and so many latest sannyasis of Srila Prabhupada, those who were at that time alive, all meeting to Siddhar Maharaj. They are arguing each other so many things, tattva. ওটা কি রে? আরে না, এই শ্লোকটা কি যে যেখানে বৈষ্ণবগণের নির্গল ধারা তস্মিন মহান মুখরিতাং মধুবৃত চরিত্র পীয়ূষ শেষ হরিতা পরিতা. Where there are Vaishnavas, qualified Vaishnavas, devotees, automatically a stream comes from their mouth without a stopping and not end, endless, and so powerful. If anyone hears these pastimes of Krishna and Tattva, then at once they will cross the sima of border of this mortal, all these things, and they will go direct to Guru Vrindavan, to Sat Radha and Krishna. So I saw the very high class of council, Vaishnava council. So many learned persons there. And they were discussing so many things. A slok came that just agreeing, Krishna is just agreeing, Sang Manashadriyeta, Dikshastiketa, Pranatidhiksapa, Bhajan Tamisha, Sutusya, Bhajana Bhikyamananyamanna, Nindadisunam. That how we should respect three kinds of Vaishnavas. This is the duty of Madhyamadikar. If Madhyamadikar comes, then we'll have to honor three Vaishnavas according to their qualifications. Srila Rupa Goswami is telling Uni Upadeshamritam, just agreeing Sang Manashadriyeta. If he has told any time Krishna iti one time, then he should be treated and honored as a Vaishnava. Dikshastiketa, and if he has received initiated, then with doing pranam and also by mind. And if he is not criticizing any Vaishnava, nindadi sunna, not making any offense, and he is above all, having the Vaishnava qualities, and always absorbed in thinking pastimes of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, always. He had no time to see who am I and who are anyone. Then these are first class of Vaishnava, Uttam Vaishnava. We should respect by anything. That is my prana bandhu, like this. And you should serve by your whole indriyas and even giving your head also. So this, here was the, यहाँ पर ये प्रश्न that question is was that Dikshastiketa, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has explained that anyone who is taking Harinam and we should do pranam. And if Diksha, then we should do pranam and honoring mind also. But Prabhupada Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati has explained that Dikshasti Cheta, then Manasadriyeta. Otherwise not. Then there is some difference in opinion. Understand? If any Vaishnava is taking Harinam, but doing offenses and with so much anartha, Prabhupada telling that we should not do. He is taking only sila or mala, but not taking this siddhant. Oh, then we should not honor him as a Vaishnava. Because by that we cannot progress. So if Dikshasti Cheta, then you should do. So there was an argument whether Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Srila Prabhupada are correct. All were of different opinions. In the last, our Guru, he was so great and but someone good argument. He told in the last that I think that we have known Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now we know Rupa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and all the authentic Acharyas. We know Bhakti Vinod Thakur also. Only by Prabhupada. Prabhupada has known us all. And he has given all these eyes opened. So, if Prabhupada, the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given all these things, and he has glorified all, that who are they, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Bhakti Vinod Thakur or Rupa Goswami, then we should adopt what Prabhupada has written. Because Prabhupada has written this, he knows Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu more than us 100 times. So we should accept the theory and principles of Srila Prabhupada. Because he knows so much. We should not try to change even a letter of any word. What he has written, he is true to extent. So, we should accept this. So, all were astonished and they have taken this view that he is writing, he is telling right. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he was undoubtedly Sarup Siddha Mahatma and the Bhakti Vinod Thakur also. So Prabhupada knows everyone and he has foretold it is. Bhakti Vinod Thakur can write so many things, but there should be any doubt that what is the meaning? No, there is some doubt. Two meanings can be done. But in the writing of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, no two meanings, only one meaning. Directly he is telling anything. So all were so much astonished and they took that Siddhanta. Once Gurudev wrote in his Gauriya Patrika, the Siddhanta of Shankaracharya is only for lower schools, not for higher education. Siddhanta. We only tell Shankar Siddhanta in Vipaksha, opposite party, to tell only children, newcomers, that his Siddhant, Advaitbad, Kevaladvaitbad, Nirvisheshbad is Mayabad. Only for them. In other higher studies, Ramanuj, Madhva, Vishnu Swami, and all others. And more higher, Rupa Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and all others. So, hearing this, Empaka Mayavadi of any place, he was the principal of any college, he challenged that this is not right. Why you, Shankaracharya was so learned person in whole India and he preached Mayavad whole world, and you are writing, doing some offense in his lotus feet, and I am challenging that you should prove. Then Guru Maharaj wrote very powerful but late article in our Patrika. And that time Swamiji wrote to Guru Maharaj that at last his mouth was closed and they deported them, and thus they became victorious. Anything he heard or read in any magazine or anywhere opposite to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu philosophy, at once he used to jump and to write against them. Lakshmi was not a Lakshmi, not a only fountain pen, but it was like a very sword, and all we used to fear. So he did so many things, but time is over. My doctor is warning also, but I can tell that he was so grave and so strong in his philosophy. But on the other hand, he was very, very smooth like flower. Puspat Vajradapi Kothorani. What is the meaning? He was more strong than thunder. And on this, I've seen him in so many occasions. Once Baman Maharaj, he was working in press. He was in charge of the press, Brihad Madanga, in Chuchura, and he was doing correction with any compositor, and he was helping him. And in the meantime, anyhow, the press was started, and he has done hand like this, and the whole came on his hand, and these fingers were cut down. So much blood was coming. Guru Maharaj was there in press, out on his room, and he heard. He at once began and began to weep. He took Baman Maharaj in his lap. At once he went to Calcutta with some brahmacharis, and he admitted him in a very good hospital, and the cutting fingers were went, and after so many days he returned to. I've seen at that time how he is worried and how he is doing something and waiting for his devotees. Not only this time, at so many occasions that he could have given anything for devotees. Even in some occasion, his god brothers making so many problems that how you are spending so much of your disciples. He told them frankly. They have given up their homes, their wealth, their wives, their father, mother, and everything. How can I give up them? I can give up. Then they gave up our Guru Maharaj, they established other mutts, but no care. But he still so many God brothers were with him. He used to honor them and to help them, and so he was so bold, strong, and other hand He was so. After Srila Prabhupada, all were doomed. But again he started. And a good mission was going all over India. And he kept me in Mathura for preaching. And so I cannot touch even the glories of my Gurudev. But I have seen that he was so Guru-nishtha. Guru-nishtha, having so much nishtha for his Gurudev that I have never seen in anyone. And his Guru brothers also admitted this fact, that he used to give his life for service of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Prabhupada. So I think that Guru Seva, Guru Nishtha is the backbone of Bhakti. If there is no Guru Seva, Guru Nishtha, no Bhakti. If some, then something. I am fortunate to see all these things in my Gurudev. How Guru Nishtha he has. He cannot bear anything against him. So I am offering my heart as a Pushpanjali to him, that we can understand who is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is Rupa Goswami, who is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gadadhar Pandit and all. And what are the practices of Radha and Krishna conjugal? To mercifully so manifest in our heart Gura Prachodaya. Gaur Premanande. I pray my Gurudev and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and all our disciples order. He should be pleased to you all that causeless mercy he should sprinkle you, that you should be in his line forever and have the service of Radha and Krishna, conjugal and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gaur Premanande.